Om Shanti. I'm going to talk about world drama of souls. We'll first talk about the 9 laws which govern the world drama of souls. These presentations will be for advanced BK students, and I will be just running through it so that you will get an overview of the presentation. The drama is always scripted. Drama will have actors, and here the souls, which are eternal, are one of the main actors. Because drama will have a space and time. Space means there will be a geography, and in this case, we are going to talk about the 3 worlds: human world, angel world, and soul world. And there will be also time, means history. So there will be a dimensions of the space, time, and we'll talk about the actors. Now, how these 9 laws are classified. First, I'm going to explain that drama is a predetermined linear drama, and that takes care of the first 5 laws. So as shown, that we will show the drama as a line. Now, this will be explained through the following branches of the physics, namely quantum mechanics and theory of relativity. These branches of physics are classified based on the size of 5 element or particle. This is the microparticle subatomic size, and this is the normal size. Classical mechanics will have a normal speed and normal size, which we have all learned in school and colleges. This is quantum mechanics is for subatomic particles, and then speed is very high. Then we talk about theory of relativity, but with a normal size, and quantum field theory, where speed is also very high and size is also subatomic. So this first 5 laws, the drama is, as I always say, drama is always scripted, so predetermined, and it is a linear. So we are going to, those first 5 laws are going to talk about it. It is proved by the science. Then, then we'll see that drama is going downhill. What I mean downhill is adhyatmic way, not bhautik way. And nature is also getting polluted. So these 5 elements are, will get polluted. So drama is going downhill. So this is shown by this diagram. So this is also proved by the theory of dynamics. Second law of thermodynamics is what that is going to prove that drama with time is going downhill. So that is our 6th law. And then to what extent it goes to downhill? If there is no stopping, then it will go to infinity. Means it will go downhill and downhill, but there has to be some kind of a limit. So that limit is, so there has to be something which has to make drama has to go uphill. You just can't keep on going downhill. So that is explained by the laws 7, 8, and 9. So drama is going uphill. And that drama is linear, drama is downhill. So these first 6 laws is proved by the physics, quantum mechanics, theory of relativity, even classical mechanics, including thermodynamics. But then drama just can't go on downhill. So there has to be some intervention. So the law 7, 8, and 9, they takes care of the metaphysics, something beyond physics, or we can call it even a God. So then God intervention is required. And then that God intervention is beyond the boundary of universe. So this green part is our human world, and there is a universe beyond boundaries of this universe where there is no space and time. The God intervention is required. So for this law 7 to 9, we will talk about metaphysics. And then this drama, you can see that is a cyclic also. So we'll say that drama is a eternal cycle. And once we go through these 9 laws, the first 5 laws defines the drama. Then 6th law says the drama goes downhill. And law 7 to 9 means it talks about why the drama is cyclic. And it can only be cyclic if there's intervention of metaphysics entity, which we can call it a God. So that will make the drama cyclic, and this keeps on repeating. This drama is eternal, and as we say, the drama, the main actors of the drama, namely souls, are also eternal. So this makes it an eternal world drama of the souls, which will have 9 laws. And then once we know about those laws, then we can navigate the cyclic journey of the drama. So this presentation, we'll have first overview of the 9 laws and how it culminates into a journey. Then about laws 1 and 4, the drama is linear. Then naturally we go downhill. So we can call it as a naturally things are going from sato to tamo. So it talks about second law of thermodynamics. Then we say that not only drama goes sato to tamo, drama also goes from tamo to sato. So it's kind of a cyclic. So the drama is a cycle. So that is laws 7, 8, and 9. And then these are so 1 to 5, 6, 7, and there are three parts of the laws of the souls. And then last part, we will go to the cyclic journey and we will recap all the laws. So now this presentation will talk about overview of drama of souls, 9 laws, and how culminate into journey. So we will talk about 4 slides. Now we'll talk about the conceptually, the drama, as I already explained you, it is drama has 2 actors, and drama is a geography, there will be a world. So there will be mainly 3 actors, Purush, or we call it a soul, Prakriti means fire element or nature, and then Param Purush means supreme soul, which is a kind of a soul. And then in this slide, we are going to talk about soul world as well as a human world. So these are we'll conceptually let us know about the actors and the worlds. So there is beyond the human world and beyond the universe, there is a soul world. So it's made up of 6 elements. USP of soul world is there is no space and time, the way we use in human world or universe. No 5 element. And there is I'll explain you, there is a red boundary. So this is a red boundary. So beyond this red boundary, is beyond space and time, even physics laws are not applicable. Like whatever the physical laws, even laws of thermodynamics will not be applicable. Only metaphysics laws will be applicable. We will talk about that. In the soul world, soul is in a pure form. We can say that every soul has a specific number. It will have a charge, which is in green color, and then there will be a script. There can be two types of the script. One is a script which is executed in soul conscious state, or we can say the script executed in Nirvikari world, and then body conscious script is script which is being executed now. So in the Vikari world, so that is the body conscious script. So that is green in color. And the charge or the magnitude of the charge normally depends on the length of the script, means length of the part of the each soul. So this is how soul looks in the soul world. Now green is a human world, which is made up of 5 elements. And there is, as I said, there is a boundary, red boundary between the soul world and human world. And this boundary cannot be crossed by human beings. And there is this is when the soul is transferred from soul world to human world. Then so there are additional layers of the consciousness, means mind and intellect. It is almost like a computer RAM, computer memory, and it is always initialized. And I think it initialized at the time of the birth, or and as soon as you come from the soul world to the human world, that gets initialized. The three parts which we have seen, which exist in soul world, means our conscious, or that is our subconscious, that is our inherent charge, which is made up of the 7 qualities of the soul, namely the spiritual knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and power. So their specific charge is specific to every soul. Then there is a script. There are some special souls will have 2 scripts, subconscious, soul conscious script, as well as a body conscious script. And when soul is playing, then body conscious script, some kind of this black layer is generated, which we call it vikar. And this, all the subconscious, we can call it as a kind of a hard disk. So it remains with the soul, and it remains even when soul changes the body. Because soul is playing, so like a friction, there will always be a black layer. And because of that, the inherent charge, which is a Q, is reduced by the black layer. So there will always be some net charge. And that net charge will always be less than the original charge Q. And then based on the net charge, body is formed. So this is how soul also controls the 5 elements. So all those 7 properties will correspond to the 7 subsystems of the body, like digestive system, nervous system, respiratory system, muscles, etc. Now let us talk about the soul. We can call it as a conscious energy. It will not have a mass or a charge. It can have a velocity, which can be even greater than speed of light, which is, of course, kind of a metaphysics phenomena. And there is a equation of the energy. There's a Planck constant multiplied by the frequency, which we call energy. We can define as kind of a thought. So when soul plays in this human world, so there will always be some kind of a thoughts which will control body and other things. So there will always be frequency will be a greater than 0. And because this is the energy which is getting discharged. So when soul plays, we can say that soul is always discharged. There is a down arrow indicating the discharge. Now, when they are in human world, there will be a 5 element, matter or particle. And these 5 elements are if you divide it from quantum level or micro level, it will be a electron and quark. Neutron is made up of quark, and electrons, we know electrons and protons and neutrons. So ultimately, it is electrons and quarks. They will have some mass, they will have some charge also. We will see that this matter is a duality, means it is as observed, something which is observed, and we'll see what is the reality and what is observed by the conscious mind and what is actually the reality. And the equation for the energy is equal to E is equal to mc square, which is the rest energy. So this equation is given by the Einstein, which we are going to see that even matter or particle is also energy, which we already seen that soul already has inner energy. Both have a different equation. And as part of the duality, the matter will have a wavelength, and that equation is also given here. The soul and phi element, means Purush and Prakriti, is going to interact using a photon. So photon carries the energy or the quantum energy, which is in terms of EHF. So this photon carries the energy, and this is how soul and matter they interact. As far as quantum physics is concerned, we're going to see in the future experiments that soul will deem it as an observer, and the phi element is observed, and we will be able to see that the soul controls the behavior of the element, of course, of the phi element, of course, at the quantum level that we will be able to see. So soul is our observer, and what is observed is a phi element. And all these our experiments on phi element, we are going to use an electron, and we can generalize. The electron is the smallest possible particle of the phi element. Now let us divert. We'll talk about the soul as a two scripts. One is a soul conscious script which runs in Nirvikari world, which will have a zero karmic account effect. We call it a karma is almost zero. Then we will see that when script B is executed, there will be karma is positive or negative, means we have a positive comes, negative comes, and based on that karma bhog, we will experience the karma bhog. Then we'll also talk about the third actor of the drama, which is the Param Purush or Supreme Soul. And that third actor enters the drama at a later stage, and we call it and it resides in the Supreme Soul. So this Supreme Soul is a kind of the soul. Here, its Supreme Soul is called as a Shiv. Normal soul, there is a number, it is called as a soul. Normal soul, we'll say that the Q is a predetermined soul, specific to the number of the soul, or the specific number of the soul. Here, Q is infinity. So everything is infinity, peace is infinity, purity is infinity, and then there is a specific script. Because everybody is controlled by the drama, so everybody has a script. So there is a script for the soul. That equation remains the same. Means Supreme Soul is a type of the soul. Here the difference is that your frequency of the soul is greater than zero, and that is why it is always discharging. Here frequency is less than zero, so that because of that, Supreme Soul is a power to discharge. So that is the only special soul which has a frequency zero, and it is ashariri. There is no life, no death, doesn't take a body. And as I said, frequency less than zero, so it works like a charging at the time of Avtaran. As we've seen that this karma, there are two types of the karma. So when the script S is executing, so there is no vikar, and that is why karma is zero. The frequency with script is 1 to 1, and that kind of thing we call it as sankalp. But even if we have things are executed as script S or in Nirvikari world, there will always be some kind of a sankalp. So there is always a discharging of the soul. But that discharging enhances when you execute in Vikari words, when script B is executed, because there is an inherent vikar in the soul, and then frequency of the thoughts in the script is one too many. And because of that, there is a higher frequency, and we call it a vikalp, and the karma is positive negative. So this is a karmic theory, and then the soul discharge, level of the soul discharge is quite high. The way supreme soul and the soul interacts is there is a there is a possible two-way communication. It's very based on electromagnetic theory, where electrical field and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other, and the propagation is even perpendicular to that. So that is the electromagnetic concept. This is how soul and supreme soul can also communicate. Key is that this supreme soul is Chaitanya, means not jad or it's not something in temple. It can be experienced. So like we are the soul, that is the supreme soul. So the way we interact with supreme souls, if we tune our frequency to supreme soul, we can even interact with the supreme soul. So it is not a jad, it is a Chaitanya, and it is the only eternal truth. Even souls are eternal, but then souls charge and discharge. Supreme soul, where charge is always infinity, it never discharges. And communication with soul and supreme soul, as I said, we can tune in with the supreme soul. So when tuned consciously, the soul frequency, we have to go from body consciousness frequency greater than zero to frequency less than zero to soul conscious frequency. And if that happens, then vikars will go down, we'll get charged, and we will generate a script. So that is the God conscious script. So that is this script, which when execute the karma is zero, but then that script uh, has to be generated. So this brown color script is a God conscious script, and then that can only happen when soul becomes God conscious, and with telepathy we can interact with supreme soul or Paramatma, and soul can experience the bliss or something like based on something like a resonance. We can experience the bliss also. So what we have seen is that there are human world, there is the soul world, supreme soul, and our souls all remain in the soul world. There is a differentiated color boundary which differentiate between. So the physics laws are applicable in human world, but metaphysics laws are applicable in both human world as well as the soul world. And these are the basic concepts so that we will be able to appreciate the laws of the drama. And to recap is that normally frequency greater than zero, we call it a discharge. When frequency less than zero is called charge. The frequency less than zero is only of supreme soul. And we can call it, some people talk about samadhi. So that samadhi is a frequency zero. So it neither charges nor discharges. So it always remains for very few moments. And that only for that moment, soul can experience peace, but there cannot be any charging with frequencies equal to zero. Now those 9 laws can be further classified into 3 sub-laws. Basic law is that drama is a line, then Brahmas will go downgrade, so it will go from sato to tamo. And then there has to be some limit, logical limit. Beyond that, we cannot go up to tamo vedam. So drama will have, so it will go back to tamo to sato, and it will have a cycle. And then once these three laws, classification of these 9 laws are classified in these 3 macro laws. Let us see that first macro laws, which is depicted in a yellow color. So that what we are calling is a Purush. Drama is a line, and Purush controls the Prakruti. So we are only going to talk about the 2 actors. So this is the laws from 1 to 5. So this is what is drama as a line, and it is a straight line. So this is laws 1 to 5, and we are going to rely on quantum physics and theory of relativity to prove this law. And this is actually is validated by science also. And this is this is validated for all the 4, all total cult. So this is the first part of the presentation, we're defining the drama. Then second part is, it's the dark brownish color or dark yellowish color. Is Purush is becoming downward, sato to tamo, and it will go up to unlimited, going towards to infinity. So that is the part, that is the law 6a as well as law 6b. So this is the second law of thermodynamics. That is also proved by science. So as we say that this is in soul world, the soul is almost pure. So there is a cue and there is a script. And then it is going to sato to tamo. So this is a kind of entropy. So it is a measure of how impure soul is, or how tamo pradhan the soul is. So that is also impurity. It is kind of adhyatmic impurity. The impurity is increasing, and that is visible by black layer. So that's this script is gone. Instead of that, black layer is gone. So the script is executed. As I said, we are going to talk about the 2 worlds. One is the soul called Nirvikari world, and another is the Vikari world. The Nirvikari world, the script is getting executed. And then in Vikari world, because of this body consciousness, Vikar, that black layer is there, and then based on that, the charge is discharged. So this is the sato to tamo and goes to infinity. This is the second part of the macro laws, which is, we talked about law 6 and 6b, which handles that how Purush executes in Nirvikari world and how Purush executes Vikari world. Both the journey, Purush goes from sato to tamo. Here the magnitude is less in Nirvikari world, and because of there is no vikar, no internal problem, so the karmic account is always 0. But in Vikari world, when Purush go to Sato Samo, it will execute the body conscious script, and there is Vikari world, there will be a positive karma, there will be negative karma. It is all based on the karmic theory, and this is Satyuprasthita. So this is applicable in Nirvikari world, and this journey 6b is applicable in Dwapar and Kali. We are at present in Kali, and the laws of physics which are applicable is the second law of thermodynamics. Now, as we say that this will go up to infinity, but to what level? So there is logically, there has to be an end, because if there is ati, then there has to be ant of that. So there is this cannot be controlled. The physics laws cannot control this. Even physics says that it has to go in a straight line, but then we always know there has to be limit. So we will see that when there is a avtaran, then this Purush has to become from Sato to Tamo. So the cycle is that here in Sato to Tamo, we are going Sato to Tamo. So there has to be something which has to go back from Tamo to Sato. So that intervention is from beyond physics or metaphysics entity. You can call it a God. So the red line is the charging line. So black line doesn't go up to infinity. It is interrupted with the intervention of the God, and it goes back to the normal original charging level. And because of that, we can see that the soul, which was here, the way it was here in soul world, it will again become the same soul world. With all black layers will disappear, whether it will done to yoga or bhog, that we will see. So that is again, everything is reinitializing, and then this cycle keeps repeating. The cycle period we will see it is 5,000 years, and then we can see that the drama is now a cycle. So here, when we initially define, as for the physics, drama is line. As for the physics, drama is line, but it is going from Sato to Tamo. To what level it has to be stopped. So we say that because it can again go from Tamo to Sato also. So drama is a cycle. And then here we talk about the three actors. Initially, we were only talking about the two actors. So from law 1 to 5, law 1 to 6, which is that we talk about only two actors, which is the Purush and Prakriti. But if the drama has to be cycle, it has to be eternal, there has to be an intervention of the metaphysics entity called God, then only drama will become a cycle. That we are going to talk about it, and that is the third part, Sato to Tamo, drama is a cycle. So here Sato to Tamo one way, here there is also possibility of going from Sato to Tamo by yoga or by bhog, that we shall see. And then we will see cyclic journey. Once we go through all the 9 laws, when the concepts are clear, based on that, we will be able to go through the cyclic journey, which will talk about three actors as well as three worlds. And so these are the three worlds are depicted. Inside is a green world, then there is a universe, then there is an angel world, and there is a soul world. We'll talk about those three worlds, and then we are going to go through all this cyclic journey. So here, to summarize this, we are going to talk about there is one cycle, then there are three worlds. Then within the human world, there are two types of the human world. One is a Vikari world and one is the Nirvikari world. Nirvikari world where karmic account is not applicable, karma is zero. In Vikari world, karma is positive, negative. We will see why that. This because of the internal characteristic of the soul. We call it the Vikar. Then we are going to talk about the three types of the karma zero, karma positive, karma negative. And we are also going to see about karma, which is equal to God conscious karma, because we have seen that in this in this Nirvikari world, there is a karma is zero, and that happens because during the Sangam Yuga, we are there are critical element of the souls which are able to, through your Raj-yog, they get connected to the God, and then with that they do the God conscious karma, and because of that, this script, soul conscious script is generated. So that happens during this Sangam Yuga, which is only of 100 years. So that we shall see. Then we have seen that there are two laws, and these first 5 laws We talk about the drama is a line, so it is mainly there of the quantum physics, and then there's a theory of relativity. The key thing in the quantum physics is we are going to talk about observed. See, classical mechanics where speed and the size of the particle is visible to eyes, so which a conscious can comprehend. So that is about classical physics. But actually, we'll see that in the classical physics, as I said, any particle in subatomic part, it is almost all five elements. They're in subatomic part, they are electrons. So when they are in that size and that size, so subatomic or quantum size, in reality we can see it is actually a multi-state or a cloud. So with quantum mechanics, we'll be able to prove that all five elements of Prakriti is energy. We'll able to prove that actually the conscious changes the behavior of the Prakriti and everything is predetermined. And with theory of relativity, we'll be able to see that even if we are talking about space and time, so time is a dimension. When you mean go to the three dimension means happening to four dimension is everything is predefined, and there is a Einstein has come with law of causality, or it is something like a karmic theory. So what is trying to tell you that everything is in your head. Everything नसीब में जो भी होता है वो नसीब से होता है. So all that script which we are going to talk, that script is actually is our nasib. The script is stored in our soul only. So that all these five laws that we are going to talk about in the first sub part of the world drama. Then we will see that, but actually, even if the drama is a straight line, but it is going from downgrade, so sato to tamo, and we will go up to the infinity. So the 6a and 6b, these are the two laws which you already seen. So that we'll go into the detail, mainly law of thermodynamics. From thermodynamics, we'll go to the law of entropy. Then from law of entropy, we'll go to the statistical entropy. And from statistical entropy, we'll go to the information entropy, which we'll able to correlate to the Purush. Then, if it has to be a cycle, then there has to be reverse tamo to samo. The drama is a cycle, so that we are going to talk about law 7, 8, and 9. Say law 7 is law of cycles, law of 8 is Avtaran, and we will talk about Raj-yog, and law of 9 is about the law of the journey. So what are the laws? The journey from one world to another world, so soul world to human world, to and fro. So that those things we are going to cover. And we will be able to see that these laws are actually cyclic. So this green thing is actually, it talks about laws are the cyclic. Key part is that in these laws of the world, we are saying that God is interacting with the laws of the world, which is the integral part, and that part is our script as the script which is used, soul conscious script, which is executed in Nirvikari world, which some religious texts are calling it as heaven. Actually, heaven is in this world only. And so these laws about 6a, 8c, and 9c, they're all talk about screen scripts S. So we'll be able to prove that without this script S, the world drama we cannot be completed, and that will only be able to complete through intervention of the God, and because it is intervention of the God, so these things has to be proved by the metaphysics, so that the God through Raj-yog is controlling this, so Adhyatmic Sato to Tamo, and then it will go to Tamo to Sato and makes it cycle. While going to Tamo to Sato, some critical souls will generate script S, and that script S is getting executed in heaven. So there are no penalties, no karmic penalties in the heaven, and that is a real bliss, or real sukh. what we call it. So this is why the God is a very integral part, through Raj-yog is a very integral part of the world drama. Without that, world drama will never be eternal and will never be able to, they will be completed. Now we are going to see how these 9 laws are culminated into the total journey, and we'll give you overview of the journey, of the soul journey of the 9 laws. We have already seen the drama is out of 3 actors, and we are going to see there are 3 worlds. So we are going to talk about the geography of those 3 worlds. And then out of the 3 actors, then 5 element, that actor is the part of the green, is a part of the human world. So this is the 5 actor. We already seen the energy equation of those 5 elements. So this we call it as a mass. Otherwise, we normally call it as an energy. So this 5 elements are also energy, the part of the Prakriti. So that part of the Prakriti. Other 2 actors, other is the soul, and then third actor, we will come at Supreme Soul, will come at a later stage. So we are initially going to talk about the soul, and we are going to talk about the 5 elements. The soul is in the soul world. Soul world is only 6 elements. But when soul comes into the human world, then it will interact with the 5 elements. So these are the 2 actors, 3 worlds, and the third actor will come at later stage. So these are the talk about the 3 worlds. The human world is a green, so this is a green human world, and the angel world is a white. We'll talk about the angel world that normally plays the part when the souls goes from the human world to the soul world. That have to go via angel world, and then soul world is a reddish or pinkish color. That is the soul world. So these are the 3 worlds which we are going to talk about. And then that is the 3 word is the geography. Then we are going to talk about the history. The history is the periphery. Now the history, we have depicted the figure in a circle. So circle as a periphery. Important thing is in this periphery, we will show you that the souls are the charge. The souls are gradually the charges are reducing. It depends on how much part the souls are spreading. So these are the charges. So this total periphery we can convert into a straight line, the 2 axes. One axis is the time axis. This time is normally a 5,000 years. So this horizontal line is about the 5,000 years here. And then there is a charge which is a gradually diminishing, and then again discharge and charging. So there is another vertical axis is a charge axis, horizontal axis is a time axis that we will explain. Then as we said that the basic charge of the soul depends on the journey. So in the soul world, every soul has a number, and then based on this journey, the charge is already determined. And then we are saying that the soul as the energy, the equation of the energy is this, and then through photon, it is interacting with the 5 element in the human world. And this interaction arrow is shown. Then, because through quantum physics, we are going to explain, and we already know that Sankalp Shushti, the Sankalp is a part of the soul, part of the conscious. So we will, through quantum physics, through Young's double slit experiment, we are going to see that Purush controls the behavior of the Prakriti. So that is the reality. And that is what is the quantum physics. But what we experience is what is in classical mechanics. So this quantum mechanics is the reality, and classical mechanics is what we observe. This is the reality is based on the waveforms theory of waves that we will explain, so that which we are going to say that Purush controls the Prakriti or Sankalp se Srishti control hoti hai, and this is how through photon this Purush or soul is going to control the Prakriti, because soul is going from Sato to Tamo adhyatmically, and that is why Prakriti is also going becoming Sato to Tamo, and that is why we see more and more pollution in course of time. So this is how different level of the souls, and we can see that during the journey, anti-clockwise journey, here soul is pure, so Prakriti is pure. When soul becomes discharged, Prakriti also becomes discharged. When there's more black layers, so Prakriti is becoming more and more discharged. So when during the journey, Prakriti is also becoming that is visible. So adhyatmically, soul is discharged, and that is why the five element is discharged, and that is what is already is being proved by thermodynamics and quantum physics. This quantum physics, this experiment is double slit experiment, young double slit experiment, and that is going to prove that Purush controls the Prakriti. Not only Purush controls the Prakriti, which is as per the predetermined script, and that script is the part of the soul. Now, another example of Purush controls the Prakriti is that when when soul enters the body and through Garbh, then the body, seven systems of the body is also based on the charge of the soul. So that is also reason why the Purush is controlling the body. So once when we take more and more births, we get discharged. And then based on that, based on our karmic accounts, our body also is, kind of reflects our status of our souls. So that is also example of Purush controlling the soul, controlling the body. And this is what is the example of the soul controlling the body. Then we already saying based on the quantum physics that drama is a drama in space and time. When we talk about four dimensions, we say that it is predetermined. So quantum double slit experiment, it was proved that because of the conscious, the behavior of the Prakriti changes. So that was double slit experiment. We'll see that it is a predefined, and then based on the karmic accounts, we'll theory of relativity. We can say that not only it is predefined, but it is the karmic account. So this whole script is stored in Purush, in soul only. So सब अपना नुंदा हुआ है, अपने आत्मा में सब कुछ नुंदा हुआ है, बनी बनाई. So that is the first five laws ultimately proves that drama of two actors where script is written in Purush, and that controls the five elements. So Purush controls the Prakriti. So that is the first five laws are been explained. Another important thing is this one of the laws of the journey, that charge of the soul. And when the charge of the soul and the overall charge of the human world, when it is equal, then automatically souls enters the human world to play the part. And that is the reason the population of the human world is always increasing, because more and more souls enters, and we will see that once souls enters, they cannot exit. All exit is at one time, and that is why the population of the human world always increases. Now we are going to through the law of thermodynamics, which we have seen that that line is always downgrading. So we can say everything is going sato to thermo. So thermodynamic, there is a reversible is a kind of the script, soul conscious script, a reversible script. When it is executed, then it is only based on some external factors of the environment. So based on the external factors of the environment, even if because of the sankalp, soul discharges. But because there is no internal vikar, so the karmic theory, so this script S, this brown script is being executed, and because it is a soul conscious script created at the Sangam Yuga, so there is no karmic account, karma is zero, and this is explained in detail based on the Carnot cycle of the thermodynamics. So this is the ideal scenario, which is a reversible cycle. So that will be explained using with a comparison with the heat engine, which is in an ideal state. And then, and that is this part, in this part of the time cycle, this is a Nirvikari world, and there is always one religion. So there is everything is happiness because there is no vikalp, everything is sankalp, and everything is in harmony. So that is the one religion. So this 2,500 years, which we call it a heaven. So there is always going to be one religion, and 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 because script is soul conscious, with script and thought is one-to-one relationship, and this is nothing but whatever the script is generated, there is a pralabdh bhog. We are not generating anything, so karmic accounts are also zero. So that is the definition of the heaven, and that is why everybody is happy in heaven, eternal happy. Now we talk about the second law of thermodynamics. When we talk about the irreversible cycle, something like when we are executing the body conscious script. Well, we have a entropy, we have a thermodynamic entropy, and then we will see how it is going to information that entropy is always increasing. There's a script B, the efficiency, or means we have to go from sato to tamo, so there is no going back onto it. But there is not only an external factor, there is an internal factor, and that we will see is the vikar, or in thermodynamics we call it a entropy. So the entropy is always increasing, and that script is a bluish script, and this is a script B. This is how that script is executing, and we will see that in thermodynamics, which is applicable on Prakriti, and we will how to see that how that is applicable into Purush. Actually, Purush controls the Prakriti, but because of science, we know about the Prakriti, and we'll try to uh, apply that to the souls. And that we are going to do through this is law of entropy. So that we are applying to the heat engine, and we are trying to explain that ideal it is a square, then there is a different figure, there is some entropy is generated and all that. And the same thing is extended from thermodynamic entropy to statistical entropy. So there was a difference. Then we have absolute entropy. And then from absolute entropy, we are going to talk about information entropy. So that information entropy, we are going to talk about decision tree. And there are a lot of vikalp. So we are going to talk about a lot of vikalp and all that. So that is what is generating information entropy. And that this is what is happening in Vikari world, and because there are many vikalps, so there are going to be multiple religions. So we call Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, which is extension of that one religion, the deity religion. And there is a Abraham religion and all that we will see. in detail, but in this part there will be multiple religions. This is the which is our present Vikari world. And the equation from the Vikari world is that is going to be Vikalp, one to many correspondence because of the black layer. And therefore there will be a karma book theory, or we call it our destiny. So there will be positive and negative. We will repay the fruits of all karma books. Then that we've already seen that there is a this periphery is converted into two axes, the time axis and charge axis, which we are going to see that the journey has the two axes. There is a one slope is m1, and then m2 is a higher slope. Actually, it may be an exponential slope. With time, it is increasing. So this rate of vikar in rate of sato to tamo is less in the Nirvikari world. In Vikari world, it will be more. It may be the exponential thing. So this entropy, or S is entropy, thermodynamic entropy, or H is information entropy, which will, when plot to the soul, it will become a vikar. So that is keep on increasing. And so as per the science, the vikar is also, drama is a straight line, but problem is that vikar or this entropy is always increasing. So this entropy is increasing and always going towards the infinity. So how long will it go on increasing? So that is exactly the same thing is the souls. The souls when they are traveling, so automatically the scripts are changing. This script is diminished, and then the body conscious script increasing, and body conscious is becoming black and black, and then so this is how the cycle is going on. So we are comparing heat engine with our soul, and then to Atika Tantana chahiye. So to what extent? So, so this is, we are comparing the heat engine with the soul, and we are comparing, there is a vikalp and there is a sankalp. So during this Nirvikari world, there is only a sankalp. Here it is Nirvikalp because of the vikalp, and we can see the journey of the soul is going from sattva to tamo. And now there is a time, there is a cycle that is going to 5,000 years with the intervention of the God, where we have seen that the charge is infinity, frequency is less than zero, so the charging frequency. And once the God intervenes, not at time is equal to infinity, after every 5,000 years, it intervenes. So this what we are seeing discharging. So there is going to be, this is what the discharging curve, black is the discharging curve. We will see the red is the charging curve, and that charging curve and that charging curve generate the script S and the information entropy for some of the souls having the script S. So this script S is written, and because of this script is, that is the script which is going to be used in Nirvikari world, or we can say that script is going to be get used in the heaven. And and this is what we have depicted, the Avtaran of the Param Purush, or a third actor. And then with Raj-yog, when we match the frequency, so that that black layer has to be removed. And only once black layer is removed, we will get this downward going, that red line through the yog. And this is only happening at the Sangam Yuga. It is only a 100-year period, and this is what is the now. So most of the souls, it is a Kali, but the souls who can interact with God and who understand the true God, for them it is a Sangam Yuga, and that is the where we we go from tamo to sato, and our information entropy becomes zero. When that happens, then drama is going to become a cycle, and drama can only become the cycle. And with the introduction of the Param Purush, so Param Purush will control the Purush through Raj-yog, and then which in turn turn the Prakriti. So these are all the three actors are the. So we can see what is the evolution of the drama. Here the drama was a straight line, where we are only talking about soul and parliament. Here we are going to talk about drama is a, here we are going to know drama is a line, but it is going from sato to tamo to infinity, but to what level? So then there is an intervention of the God, and because of this black line, it goes to the red line. So charge is again becoming original charge. So the discharge to the, because of the charge. So there will be another, so there will be a cycle, and that cycle is only happening because of the intervention of the God. And that cycle, during this cycle, so that charging cycle is only for the 100 years. And it is every soul, it is a different charging cycle. So those souls have to generate the script S, and those souls who generate the script S can only be able to pralabh bhog in the uh, Nirvikari world. So this is the equation of the drama, which is the cycle, and with the introduction of the third actor of the drama. And this is what is the red line, is the charging. So this red line and this red line is the symbolical. And once we charge this black layer, you will see the black layer is also diminished, not 100% diminished, and not only a black layer is diminished, but a brown script. So this God conscious, the current becomes the God conscious. The script S is also generated. So this script S is generated here when your frequency through your Raj-yog, when your frequency is tuned, and when we do all the karma in a God conscious state, and and the people who do that, we call it as a Brahma Kumar. So what is a Brahma? Brahma is what is, we call it a generator. Actually, it is nothing. As for the second law of thermodynamics, nothing can be generated, nothing can be created. It can only be transformer. So all BKs are the transformers. What is the transformers? We are transferring from the Vikari world to Nirvikari world. And that you can always do by generating the script, and that is through Raj-yog by frequency matching that we will all explain. Then what are the laws of his journey? We will see that these souls coming from the soul world, which is traveling this, while traveling it becomes Sato to Tamo, then in Sangal world, again that black layer is removed, the new layer is generated, and now all has to go back at the same time. So all, when you come, soul comes one at a time, but all the souls go back at a time. So that is called as the gati. So that is explained in this black arrow. So all the souls will go at the same time back to the soul world. So they will go to the soul world in the same original position. So this soul has come from here and it will go back to the same position. So all souls will go to the respective positions in the circumference of this circle based on their charges. So they will go to they'll become the original charge and they will go back to that original position. But then in the soul world, no impurity is allowed. So this, all these black layer has to, you have to remove either through Raj Yoga or through karmic bhog. So that is very important. And because this happens only in Sangam Yuga, so no soul will be able to escape the human world, and it will all souls will have to come at the same time. While while going from human world to soul world, they have to pass through the angel world, and that is one of the duties of the angel world, is that whatever little bit of vikar, which is the black layer, which is remaining in the soul, so that will also be with a punishment, or those black layers will also be vanished before. That means you have to be, there will be a kind of a cleaning, or we have the stories. नर्क में जो भोग होता है, that नर्क में जो भोग होता है before go to the soul world, we purify through one part of the god, or we can say the Shankar part of the god, will punish, or Brahma part will punish uh, Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar. So these Brahma Puri, there is a Vishnu Puri, there is a Shankar Puri. So Brahma Puri or Dharmaraj will take care of the punishment. So this remaining black layer will get eliminated. Now, once you are in the soul world, when you complete the cycle, so the next cycle, the people who are in the Nirvikari part of this is in the soul world, people who have the script S, so they will come back to the human world. So that call is a Sadgati. So because why it is a Sadgati? So because that in human world, they will always experience eternal happiness. And that is why it is called as a Sadgati. Some of the souls which do not have a script S. So only the script S souls are here, and it is in the descending order of the chart. As we say that Q is dependent on the journey. So the more charged souls will be here, and they will play more part, and gradually the less charged souls, and whichever less script S will play the part from the fewer words, and they will not experience as much happiness as the soul which a higher or higher charge or more length of the script S. So that is what is the Sadgati. Some of the souls at this part of the world will have a script, only body conscious script, and then they will they will come to the part of human world. So they will not experience eternal happiness, but there will be, as per the karma, they will experience the happiness and sadness. So that is what is our real world, is a Vikari world. So this they will experience the Vikari world. Actually, only out of 700 crores, 900 crores souls, only 33 crores souls will have a script S, so they will experience the heaven. All other souls will only experience Durgati. So they will only be the part of this Vikari world, and that boundary is only 2,500 years. It will normally start from the Abraham, Buddha, Christ. So this is where the real human history starts, in which we are our. It's a 2,500 years of the history. Now we are going to, now I'm just go through the balance part of the overview of this. There is a definition of the drama, that was a straight line. We are just going through the slide. This is the conceptual slides of the double slit experiment. And actually, what is the double slit experiment? That we are going to, so there are three observations: duality, which way, and then delayed choice. And based on that, we'll be able to conclude that future effect and cause, and there is two-way logic, and that's why record and predeterministic, there is nothing new. So what we are going to see, that what we observe and what we change. So we'll observe in the past, we see the change in the future. But what is surprising, that what we observe in the future, we feel that behavior changes in the past, and that is why we say that everything is predetermined. We'll see the detail later on. Then this is a theory of relativity, where we say the drama script is 4 dimension, but we are going to see that everything is space and time is relative, but karmic theory is space-time interval is real because it is real, space is relative, time is relative, space-time interval is relative. It is a causality connections. So past to future is based on the karmic thread or nasib is predetermined, and that is why the script is written in nasib is always in forehead. So script is written in our soul, so that is what it proves that. Then there is a second part is law 6, which has 8 slides, which is talks about the thermodynamics. And the entropy is always increasing. So this will talk about the time, how time is controlled. Then normally we say that by reality says that it's hot to cold or will compress to expand, new to old, tidy to untidy, order to disorder. But that is, can it reverse naturally without any external energy? No, it is unidirectional. This can only happen if you travel back in time. So, and that physics says that you cannot travel back in time, and that is why there's a concept of entropy, there's concept of information entropy and all that, and that we will see, and that is why we will be able to explain Prakruti Satodutamo naturally with time, with ideal and reverse cycle, but law of entropy will show that it goes in only one way. And these are the laws of thermodynamics, which only talks about quality of the matter, so that energy can transfer. As per first law of thermodynamics, is two-way transfer. The second law of thermodynamics, the transfer can only happen one way, and that is only based on satot tamo. So all those things are explained here. Not only that, from law of thermodynamics, we will talk about thermodynamic entropy, the statistical entropy. From statistical entropy, we are going to see about the information entropy, and that is where we are going to see about Maxwell's thought theory, and then based on that, we have the decision tree equations. We'll talk about Vikalp and all that. So all that is being explained. So this is the, and this is the, this we are going to explain Carnot cycle for the ideal world, and that we are going to correspond with the soul cycle or heat engine. This is law of thermodynamics. This is the ideal scenario. This is irreversible cycles. Because of the irreversible cycle, this is by default heat loss is lost, and this is because of the internal problem. This heat is lost here, and that is entropy. And this whatever heat loss cannot be generated. That is what is the entropy is always increasing, and that is what is we call it a potential exergy or exergy destroyed. Or potential is always destroyed, and that is why we are going from sato to tamo. So these are the different aspects when we are going from delta H to thermodynamic entropy to statistical entropy, and then to the information entropy. We are going to explain macro state and micro states. Then we are going to explain that it's a Maxwell thought experiment that even with demon we cannot go from high entropy to low entropy. That is not possible. And then because it is not possible, because there is a demon which is nothing but a soul. So because we are using the processing of the memory, so because that processing of the memory itself, information itself is entropy, and that through decision tree we are going to explain that. So this is what we are going to explain. Then once that is explained, then we are trying to compare soul versus soul and heat engine. So these are the different things we are trying to compare, soul and heat engine. And then we are journey of the soul is explained from Nirvikari, Vikari, more Vikari, and then there is a Sankalp, which is as per the default script, but there is a Vikalp because of the internal Vikar. This frequency is also increasing, Sankalp, but this in Vikalp is also increasing because the height of the decision tree is also increasing. So all that factors will be explained through this. Then we are going to explain that Vikar is nothing but internal to soul. So that black thing is internal to soul. We are trying to explain what is a Vikar. So Vikar is raga, dvesh, it is attachment to soul. So this happens naturally while playing the script. This is what is happening. So Vikar is attached to soul. That is what is spirituality. Vikar is not attached to body. So religion, some of the religions believe that Vikar is attached to body. They purify the body, but Vikar is the soul, the spirituality. You have to purify the soul, and that is only through the Raj-yog. So Vikar depends on the length of the script, and because of that time, and then only because of Vikar we have to eliminate through the God, then and then we'll be able to do the transformer of the Brahma. So we will able to do the part of the Brahma, or we become the transformers. Then we are going to see that drama. We are going to see the drama is a cycle. The next part is the drama is a cycle. It is becoming sato to tamo. And then we are talking about Avtaran, tamo to sato by Raj-yog. Then we are talking about laws to six. That also has 6 slides. So here we are talking about drama is cyclic. So we are going to history or logic also suggests that drama could be a cycle. There are religious texts are there. They say the history repeats. There is nothing new, but they feel that God, with Christ cannot be crucified many times. So they say that no, it cannot be cyclic. It has to be linear. So there is a karmic account when there is always a turning point as per the testament. There is heaven from 3000 before Christ. The Christ is 2000 years ago. So that also shows that cycle is a 5,000 years. Mahabharata is after World War. We can say that there is a Gita, so Murli is a Gita. So after there is a Gita, there is a Mahabharata. So Mahabharata is nothing but a World War III. So that time has come. Obviously, there is a Darwin theory of evaluation and it's negated. Then there's a population theory. So even we go back 4,000 years ago, the population is zero. So we can say that less population, kala is more. So the more people are more satopradhan. There's the eternal cycle of Rutu Chakra, monsoon, or etc. So history and logic also says that drama has to be cyclic. Then theory of relativity says that there is a block universe. So that is Einstein says that time is dimensions. It is so everything is already exists, both past and future. The eternalism, time is traveling, but there is no question whether it's traveling in same lines or growing. That is a growing block universe. It's traveling in straight line, or it is like a DVD. So it is a circle. So if it is nothing new, then it is a circle. If it is straight line, then everything is happening new. So that also will see that it could be circular. So this drama is circle. And then all physics laws are symmetrical, space and time. So Purush, Prakriti and time. So we see that Purush is always becomes soul conscious to body conscious. It becomes Sato Sutamo. So the Vikar is always growing in because so Vikar, the information entropy, so log 2n, the information Vikalp is always going. Because this Vikalp is going, and that is why thermodynamic entropy is increasing and everything we feel that everything is becoming new to all, which we are experiencing, and that is why time is always going in forward direction. So actually, time is going in forward direction because our vikar is increasing because of the consciousness and thermodynamic entropy is increasing, and that is why time is going from forward to negative. Otherwise, as far as physics, there can always be time is negative. But if you apply time is negative, then we will see that velocity in time and distance. And if you apply time negative, then we will see that then we will see that distance is negative. So we are only talking about past. So, so time negative means you have to go back into the past. So only if you go back into the past, but you can, because of the entropy, it is always increasing. You cannot go back into the past. As for the physics, this entropy cannot be reduced. And so time cannot go back. So if time has to go back, so while traveling, when Purush becomes soul conscious to body conscious, Purush has to become from body conscious to soul conscious, through God conscious. So you have to generate a script S, then you have to become Tamo to Sato, and that you have to use the metaphysics. So this is how the original Purush was there. Everything is Tamo. Then while traveling, it is becoming, everything is black. Through Raj-yog, you have to again become, you have to remove this, and this is what happens in the Nirvikari world. For Vikari world, uh, you do not have this thing. So there is only green script is there. And then there is a black layer is there. That black layer is removed through the bhog. And here through Raj Yoga, you are generating the script. If you generate the script, you will be able to be part of the Nirvikari world. Otherwise, you will only be part of the Vikari world. So these are the two cycles are shown. And this is the cycle with Raj Yoga, and this is cycle purely based on the bhog. So these are the two cycles are being shown. And then there is the law of incarnation is explained. So law of incarnation is like normal Brahmin. One law is that there is our soul, and then Paramatma is Avtaran, and there is an incarnate soul of the Dharma Sthapak. And as per the Gita, Yada Yada Dharma Saglani Nidvarpati. So at Sangam Yug, the soul of the Paramatma comes into the body of the Lekhraj, and because of that, it is called the Brahma. And then that happens at the Shivratri, and then and that Brahma is called as the Adam. In Jain Dharma, it is called as Adinath, or it is called as a Narayan. And then because the body is to be given, because knowledge is to be given through body, otherwise without this full body, we cannot speak. And this is how the law of incarnation. And normally, like Gautam and Buddha. So in the body of the Gautam, Buddha is incarnated and started preaching. In the body of the Jesus Christ is incarnated. In the body of the Muhammad Gabriel is incarnated. In the body of the Shankar Govind is incarnated. And same way, in the body of the Dada Lekhraj, Paramatma is incarnated and giving this knowledge. See, this is nothing, no magic. Initially, in I think 50, 100 years ago, in the body of the, see, when somebody dies, and uh, if you give some bhog to Brahmin, so normally to eat that bhog, the departed soul comes in the Brahmin body, and people used to talk to those souls. So in one body, two souls coming together is very natural phenomenon. The same phenomenon is used by Paramatma for incarnation. And then there is a vikar by karma bhog, is action and reaction by Raj-yog also. By Raj-yog, we have to, it is just a frequency matching. And then there is a intellect, there has to be jnana. So bhakti has to be removed, intellect, you have to have a jnana. Then there is a memory, you have to have Dr. Sattvic De Dharma, so that the memory And with memory, you will be able to tune your sequence with Paramatma. That is what is the yoga. And when you do the God conscious karma, it is called the seva. And then then there is a when you actually get connected through communication in EM wave, so electromagnetic wave. So Man and Buddhi, they are 90 degree. So Man and Buddhi ekagra कर सकते हो, then you can and with all this precautions you can get connected to the yoga. Once you get connected, so like the theory of the resonance, you will experience Atindriya Sukh. At the resonance you can always have a current peak, so same as you in the Sukh. And another thing is that when you do the Raj-yog, so with through the lens, when the things are burned, so sun is supreme soul with focus, with when you focus electromagnetic wave, the Raj-yog, then Vikar is always burned. So these Vikar layers are also burned and script S is also generated. And because of that, there is a equation of the stress is the power and the resilience. So once we do that, when the source is, when the soul is charged, the Q increase because the black layer is removed, the Q is increasing, and then because of the resilience, we will be able to handle the stress more. So the pressure is not going to go down. So we have to increase the soul power. So that is the advantage of the Raj Yoga. Now this is the law of cyclic journey of the souls in world drama. We are going the four worlds we are going to show. We are showing you that this count is always reduced. And then there is a Gati, then we are, this is a Nirakar world, and the Sakar angel world is Akar, this is a Sakar world. Here there is a Sadgati and Durgati, and then this is the eighth birth for the golden age of all our 1250 years, then 12 births for silver age, then 21 births for copper age, 42 births for Shudra age or iron age, and then there is only one birth, and that birth is not through the, it's a mukh or shavarit by a gyan, and then you are become a student, and that is why that is the Sangam Yuga, you have to become a Brahman. And because Brahman you are studying, so the brahmachari is also integral part of that study. So this is about the Murli and all that. So this is the law of the cycles. Everything goes same time. You come here, you get discharged, and then again charge, and this is how things are important. Another thing is that all our dharma gurus, religious founders, they are not never the part of the heaven. So all these religious founders, these are the all religious founders. This is Abraham, this is Buddha, this is a Christ, and you can see that these are the deities. So this is the charge of deities, and we know that we deities are also Brahmins. So we know that our charge means charge of the deities is more than the charge of religious father. But BKs are the discharge deities. So there is the equation of the we always a puja, we become a pujari. So all these cycles, all this can be explained. And this is a script as is executed here, and this script as is generated here. Now we'll talk about the cyclic journey, and there are 3 slides, and we have physics laws and the metaphysics laws. So this cyclic journey is explained in the flowchart. We'll not go into the detail of the flowchart. This is a soul world, this is a color, then soul comes here, then script, this is the last birth, the soul world to human world, then T is of 5,000 years, and there is a cycle and all that. Then this same thing is explained in this diagram, this we have already seen. What we have not seen is that this is the human world, and this is the universe. The universe is the 5 element. So this universe has the sun, stars, and everything. But there is only one human world or one soul world in all this universe. Even in universe also, this universe, the size of the universe is 92 billion light years. and that is where law of entropy works. But the white world and this red world is where law of entropy doesn't work. So, so law of entropy works in human world and universe, but it doesn't work. So our soul world and angel world are beyond 92 billion light years. So this is a God is three angelic body and then transformer, and that angel world is being used as God is what generator, operator, and so is a Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar. That Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar, that part is done using angelic body. So any work you have to do with angelic body. So normal body, corporal body, you will not be able to. There will be limitation of the body. So angelic, all that work of transformer from hell to heaven is being done using this angelic part that we will see overview of the actors. And then here we are saying that Param Purush to Raj-yog is integral part of the world drama to convert into eternal cycle. And that key is that this is effort by critical mass of the BKs to become God conscious by doing God conscious to generate script S. So the generating the script S is nothing but the destiny of heaven is being written by the Brahma and using the Brahma Kumar. Thus transform the human world from misery, means a linear time, into bliss, means reverse the time by eternal cycle. So this is done at Sangam Param Purush Avatarana at Abu. And this effort is a Raj-yog, is a matching frequency, communicate with the Chaitanya God and experience the bliss now. And this heaven is a byproduct, and Sadasukh is just the bonus. And then we are going to talk about the branch of the physics, the classical mechanics, theory of relativity, summary of physics based in world drama. We are using classical mechanics, theory of relativity, quantum physics, quantum field theory. Quantum field theory is so from quantum field theory, so atomic size to normal size. So we have the formula. We can say that from quantum mechanics, we are able to derive to classical mechanics. From theory of relativity, high speed to this, to that also, we are able to derive to the physics. What is left is from quantum field theory, we are not able to generate everything to quantum mechanics, and from quantum field theory to theory of relativity. So this is what is the theory of everything. So once this is derived in science, and I'm sure it will happen within 5 to 10 years, then all whatever we are doing through metaphysics, we will be able to, maybe science will be able to explain that. And some of the metaphysics laws of the world drama of the souls are elaborated here, or the physics laws were elaborated here. So this is the overview. Try to do it for the advanced student, and it was done very fast. And this is and thank you.